Time management seems to be a huge problem for many people. What tactics could people use to better manage their time to balance productivity and self-care?
I didn't know that's a big one. Time management. Wow, yeah. I always go back before I move forward. If we value ourselves, we will value our time. Time is one of those things that you can never get back. In the economy of finite things, time is at the top of the list. Managing time has to do with prioritizing. What is the most important? We talked about that a little bit with parenting a minute ago. What do you value? That's where your energy should go. When you think about all the things that you have to do in life, and trust me, they are legion. There's so many things that we have to do, so many competing agendas pulled in every such direction. You have to sit down with yourself and focus on what feeds you, what brings you joy, what should be your priority. You cannot be everything to everybody, and you cannot do everything. The smart aleck in me used to tell people, no is a complete sentence. What part did you not understand, the N or the O? But that's not compassionate. So now I have to say, sit down with yourself. Self-awareness, we always go back to that. Find out what you value. Most people have no idea. Invest your time in that. And when you talk about time management, it becomes overwhelming. So you have to take it down in small chunks. Small steps at a time. What gets the attention and what gets the focus?
And how do we add self-care into that?
Thank you. Balance and self-care. If you value yourself, you would factor in that time. I used to do this thing. I used to say, at the end of the day, write down everything you involved yourself in. How much time did you put here, there, and there? How much time did you actually give to yourself? Less than 10%. I guarantee you that. Less than 10%. Prioritize yourself. The way you balance that, when you achieve something, give yourself a small reward. That satisfies both of those. Do something, reward yourself.
We recently spoke on the podcast about people feeling undeserving of people feel undeserving of success. And it kind of ties into this question. What advice would you give to those out there that just don't feel deserving of self-care? They don't feel deserving of taking care of themselves.
That's a therapy session. No, I'm kidding. No, that runs really deep. And believe it or not, it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. I always talk about the person and then the public persona. Most people I talk to, I'm privileged to be in a practice where I can see the flip side of what people present out in the public. Most people not that I meet with, most people in general are miserable. They don't feel loved. They don't feel worthy. That poem I wrote, that piece I did called Enough, you are already enough, but most people don't believe. It's a sales pitch. You have to sell that to them because either they've been taught that message early in life, or a lot of times, even when we leave our family of origin, say if your mom was abusive or talked negatively to you or talked down to you, you then take on the role and then you become that person who does it to yourself. But most people don't think they deserve anything. And so one, they won't reach for it. Or the other thing is when you get it, you'll find every way to sabotage it. You'll find a way to give it away. You don't deserve it. I know athletes, star people used to do that, until they get under a good manager or good people in their ear, in their corner that, build them up and to validate them and say, you are okay, you earned this. I'm like, oh, just bouncing a ball around? No, I don't deserve that. So let me figure out how. And it's not always conscious. Subconsciously, you do things to sabotage your own success if you don't feel that you deserve it. But I would recommend for people like that, to sit down with someone that you trust and love. And the thing is, just be honest. A lot of us are afraid to be honest, not only with other people, but with ourselves. And that goes back to what? Sitting down with yourself and knowing who you are, exactly what it takes, and accepting every ounce of you. Then you come to the table with truth. And then from that point, you can move anywhere because you already know it. So if you're hiding and running from truth because you're afraid to find out, like if I sit still with myself, I might find out what's really in there. Once you reveal it and uncover it, you already got it. So now deal with it in a compassionate way. But we're all worthy. We were born worthy. There's nothing, anything that anyone tells you outside of yourself that says you're not nothing, you don't. It's all crap.